Good evening. Good to have you with us on this Monday evening. In the headlines, MEG Security hosts its annual winter blanket drive and members of the Executive Council are sworn in the Northwest. In the sports, Pirates dominates the 2024 PSL Awards show. First tonight, on Saturday, the 22nd of June, the MEG Winter Blanket Drive took place in Ikageng, Potchefstroom. The elderly of Ward 1 in the area came in numbers and were well taken care of as they were given bread and soup to warm up. The annual drive was where the company MEG handed out blankets to the elderly, and the event was also graced by the St. Ephraim's Choir, which really helped put everyone in a good mood. Now we spoke to the MEG director, Mr. Dan Mochobo.
A few years ago, I think 10 years whilst we were in business, we saw that now as a business we to start the CSI project, of which the part of our CSI project it was to give in back to the community. Hence the start hence we started with the CSI project, being the blanket drive, being part of some part of our CSI project, you know, to donate to the needy people that we know that now they can't. They are needy and they really need to to get an extra hand to assist them.
And also representing the Council of the Mayor was Mr. Yapi Fransman.
MEG is a security company that provides a service for the municipality. They approached us and said they would like to do a blanket drive in this ward, Ward 1, being the 10th anniversary of the blanket drive. We said we will gladly go into partnership with them because the thing that they are doing is a very good thing, looking at our elderly people in this very cold circumstances, giving them blankets. It's really much appreciated. So when they came to us, we said we will immediately join you. We did not even consider it. We just said, yes, we are in to partner with you. Going forward, we're also going to partner with them with the other events. There are 3 other events that are going to have within the coming year. We will definitely partner with them, and we trust that this partnership will go a long way to improve the lives of the people in the JB Max municipality.
Now, various stakeholders to the initiative were also present, and we also spoke to the councillor of Ward 1, Ikageng, who also had this to say.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, I was firstly approached by one of the brothers of Mochobo, which are the directors in this company of the MEG, about the program of the blankets. To me, I will say yes, it is a privilege and an honor for this to happen, especially in this ward where you are having most of disadvantaged people, where you are having most of informal settlements and people are affected by unemployment. So for the old people to receive this, it is such a huge thing, because you could even see the vibe inside, and you could even see their faces that they are happy that at least they are being remembered, you know. And then I'm glad that it happened after election, because it was going to be like it is a election campaign, but actually it shows that it's coming from the good heart of the MEG company in collaboration with us as governors to say, let us always put our people first and remember them. So yes, I'm very grateful.
Now, Me Mabunzi is the founder of Kayaletu Old Age Home. This is what she had to say.
Kopano ya ka le MEG Foundation tota hela e tuka e re direla go le go ntse, especially nna mme o dulang le bagodi ba ka nnang 23 to dula le bone 24/7. E a ntirela thata MMG, because today like ke buana ke receive for any adult kobo e a tlo robalang ka yona. so ke a itumelela tirisano mmogo ya bone le nna gore ba ka be ba gopotse gore ba neele bagodi dikobo.
Also, PNW TV CEO Mr. Jonathan Ramusei was present as one of the stakeholders, and these were his words.
There was applications that they did for the community TV stations, for the community TV stations, at least 327 in the country. And then a total of 43 companies, they applied, but none of those got the licenses around 2020. Then in 2022, we were then requested to submit again. We submitted that's when I joined Platinum Northwest TV. We submitted our application among the 37 community stations that operate in the more country of Heather. The process in operate for reputable out of the 37 stations or companies that submitted their applications, I'm proud to say the ones that did go phase 1, more Northwest, it is a 2 out of 20. So Northwest had 2 more. Going to phase 2, out of 20, Platinum Northwest TV was the only one. If we had an opportunity to go phase 2. That means we are about to get the TV stations like those, so way to communities, so like those KZN provinces, like those.
Our team spoke to some of the elderly who were beneficiaries of the blankets on the day.
Maraga ho sheba ha rona re bona AC sebetsa thata ha ona re ka ra itsholela fatshe ke leboga le setšhaba se ke se bonang mona se re fileng katlego le mahlogonono nka ga setse modimo a ka re etsetsa bontle bo fetang bono se re na le sona ka sena sebaka re lebogile thata se re se fumaneng mpotse re di fumaneng re jele re tsile ka nao ka phakela fudugu re tsogella ka kwano mara re bona mosebetsi wa AC wa bereka ya re leboga ba le ba komedi ba teng nka re tete modimo ka ba fa lehlonono a ba fa matla a sa feteng ana gobana se botle ka fela ba na le matla mara ka sena sebaka ga na le matla re bone AC ya re berekela ke ka go re itshwareletsang ka yona.
Still in the Northwest Province, Northwest Premier Kagiso Lazarus Mokhosi earlier this week appointed members of the Executive Council of the Northwest who were sworn in by Northwest Judge President Ronald Hendricks. Former Sports, Arts and Culture Recreation MEC Kinetsi Mosenogi was sworn in as the new provincial treasurer.
I, and then your full names,
I, Kinetsi Mosenogi,
swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa,
swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa,
and will obey, respect, and uphold
will obey, respect, and uphold
the Constitution
and
all other laws of the Republic,
and all other laws of the Republic,
and I undertake
to
hold my office
as
a member of the Executive Council of the Northwest Province
as a member of the Executive Council of the Northwest Province
with honor and dignity,
to
be a true and faithful councillor, not to divulge directly or indirectly any secret matter entrusted to me, and to perform the functions of my office conscientiously and to the best of my ability. Please raise up your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Now, after her appointment, this is what the MEC Mosenogi had to say.
What are your plans for the provincial treasurer?
What is important is that the framework is in place. The South African government is highly regulated. There are legislations in place and different treasury regulations to guide us in terms of the work and the responsibilities of the executive authority, especially of treasury, and supporting the different departments. So mine is not to reinvent the wheel. I work on the footprints of my predecessors, And the legislative framework and the systems that are put there in place by the government of South Africa, I mean, you will understand, you are 30 years in this government as the ANC, and there are systems that we've put in place, legislations, and I'm sure that I don't have to really, what I have to do is to honor the oath that I've taken and ensure that the funds are directed towards transforming and improving the quality of life of our people in the province.
A major issue when it comes to funds is the alleged corruption, misuse of funds. Do you think you'll play a big role in helping preventing those funds from being misdirected?
Yes, Treasury has a role to play in terms of regulation, but there are supporting institutions like the Auditor General. There are also institutions from a corruption watch point of view, and also from the security cluster point of view, the Hawks, the public protector, to protect, to ensure that also ourselves in government, as we are responsible to deliver services with the public funds, we do it accountably and within the regulatory framework that is there in place. So there is a role that we play, but we are supported by different institutions. Some are constitutional institutions, some are institutions that have been established and are in different departments to support investigations in terms of ensuring that we don't find our hands in the cookie jar. I don't think that any one of us would want to find ourselves there, and we would want to uphold the highest standard of ethical conduct in the public service, and that we have trust that obviously most of our CFOs across different departments, they also have the same interest.
Do you think your experience from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture will help you in this department?
I think I was an executive authority in arts and culture, and even in this case I'm an executive authority, and even at the economic development I was an executive authority. Obviously, as I said, we are guided by the Constitution of the Republic, different legislation governing the sector, and in this instance it's Treasury, and there are Treasury regulations, and my role is to support all the different departments across the province and make sure that the budget is aligned with the priorities of the 7th administration. So I think my experience, yes, from all the other departments will be helpful, but obviously one must be at the center of me executing the responsibility. It's the Constitution guiding me and the policies and the legislations that exist in the country.
Madota Sambata is another who was sworn into a different portfolio, moving from the Department of Health to the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development.
I, Madota Sambata,
solemnly affirm
that
I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa
I'll be faithful to the Republic of South Africa
and will obey, respect and uphold
and will obey, respect and uphold
the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic.
The Constitution and all other laws of the Republic.
And I undertake to hold my office.
And I undertake to hold my office
as a member of the Executive Council of the Northwest Province.
As a member of the Executive Council of the Northwest Province.
With honor and dignity.
With honor and dignity.
To be a true and faithful councillor.
To be a true and faithful councillor.
Not to divulge.
Directly or indirectly.
Any secret matter entrusted to me.
And
to perform the functions of my office. Conscientiously and to the best of my ability. I solemnly affirm.
The MEC Sambata spoke to us on the sidelines after his appointment.
Congratulations on your appointment. Could you please tell the people what are your plans for the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development?
Thank you very much for hosting me. Let me say I've accepted with humility the appointment to the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Of course, it has to be my main motto that I've always been following. Since being deployed in 2014 in Public Works and until health, I've never had a situation where I left a department because of poor work performance. My principle is that when you are deployed, be preoccupied with performance and ensuring that solving challenges facing the sector and facing the people as a principle. So going to agriculture and rural development, I'm going to a department where I'll be sure that post period of the term, I would have delivered as expected based on the ANC manifesto, but also based on the APP and transformation charters that are governing the department. Remember, that department is critical for food security. Remember, that department is critical for increase its contribution in the provincial economy. So I'll work with everybody who's there, including unions and private sector, of course, because private sector in agricultural development is very critical.
Speaking of private sector, working with private sector in terms of financing or development of projects, will that also be an important factor in how much the financing of it goes?
There's private sector broadly there. First, it's private sector that which is involved in agricultural sector on its own. Secondly, it's private sector on the basis of availability of funding of projects that are agricultural and rural in nature. Thirdly, it's private sector on the basis of organized agricultural unions. And then you have workers' unions as internal.
You are taking a massive shift from moving from Department of Health to this department. Do you think your previous experience as an MEC in the previous department which you held will help you in this regard?
I'm saying when I was made MEC of Public Works and Roads, I had no civil nor construction background, yet I succeeded. When I was made MEC for health, I had no health background, yet I succeeded, very succeeded in health complex department. It can't be that when going to agriculture and rural development, I will fail because the motto is in me. I'm deployed. I ensure that my preoccupation is delivery of services to our people, improvement of the sector, ensuring that that which I'm deployed for is done properly and there's accountability. So it's in my nature that I'm going to succeed in agriculture and rural development. I'm not a person who takes deployment as a functional appreciation. I take deployment as necessity to ensure that delivery and improvement to the sector is done.
Now, former Speaker of the Northwest Provincial Legislature, Basetsana Danki, was sworn in as MEC for Social Development.
Nna Basetsana Susana Rebecca Danji,
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa
ke itlama ka tlhoafalo gore ke tla nna boikanyego go Republic ya Afrika Borwa
and will obey, respect, and uphold
le gore ke tla obamela ka tlotla le go tshegetsa molaotheo
the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic,
ka tlotla le go tshegetsa molaotheo le molao otlhe o mongwe wa Republic,
and I undertake to hold my office
ebile ke ikemisetsa go tshegetsa maemo a ofisi ya me
as a member of the Executive Council of the Northwest Province
jaaka tokololo ya mokhuduthamaga wa province ya Bokone Bophirima
with honor and dignity,
ka tlotlo le seriti,
to be a true and faithful counselor,
go nna mogakolodi wa boammaruri le boikanyego,
not to divulge directly or indirectly
go se opolole ka tlhamalalo morero mongwe le mongwe
any secret matter entrusted to me,
o builweng mo botshepeging ba me le go dira ditlamego tsa ofisi ya me,
and to perform the functions of my office
go dira ditlamelo tsa ofisi ya me
conscientiously and to the best of my ability.
ka tlhoafalo le ka bojotlhe ba bokgoni ba me.
Please raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
A Modimo o nthuse.
MEC Danki had words of wisdom for the current Speaker of Legislature, Boitumelo Monare.
In terms of your new appointment as the MEC for Social Development, what are your plans for your department?
As you are fully aware that most of the responsibilities of the department is to work more with the vulnerable, to alleviate and to reduce poverty, and to make sure that the gender, the equity issues are handled properly, the gender-based violence, all the SASA or the social grants, and to make sure that we work closely with the orphans, the unemployed, the young, and the old.
Yes, speaking of the old, this current country is currently seeing a massive issue in terms of SASA, specifically the grant money. In terms of going forward, will there also, do you think, will there also be another increase to help the elderly?
You know, every financial year, the minister is the one that gives directives in terms of the increase on the social grant. It's not necessarily the provincial department. That is the responsibility of the national department. And the president annually, in terms of the state of the province address, he also makes some pronouncements in terms of the increments. It's as a policy directive. It's not necessarily our prerogative on the increment of the SASA grants. It's the prerogative of national.
And will the people of the Northwest see you on the ground? Because a lot of issues is that MECs are usually stuck in the offices but are not among the people.
Wow, not me. Not me. I won't be in the office. I'll be down there with our people, engaging them, assisting them. You remember that the Northwest is a very deep rural province. So for information to get to our people, as a department, we need to be closer to our people. We can't expect always our people to come to us. We must go to our people. We must close this gap between us as government and the people of Boitumelo. So I'll be hitting the ground running. I'll do some sort of an oversight through some NPOs, the orphanages, and all key stakeholders that works with the social development or what is the responsibility of the social development. I'll do a road show in a form of an oversight, including the buildings that we have. But in summary, we'll continue to work with our people down there. We don't expect them to come to us, we'll go to them.
And to finish this, what advice have you given to the current speaker as a former speaker?
What I can say to the current speaker, my predecessor, is that the legislative sector is a very nice sector and another arm of the state. What is nice about is that the speaker must just stick to her ground, be ruled by the rules of the legislature, the constitution of the republic, oath of office that she has taken through the judge. Then it will take her a long way. Work together with all political parties represented in the legislature. Then it will take her a long way.
In more news, the health department urges caution as monkeypox cases rise to 13. 2 people have died so far. It's received the first batch of treatment and is in the process of securing more. The department is calling on anyone with monkeypox symptoms to be tested. They include a rash lasting between 2 and 4 weeks, fever, muscle aches, low energy and swollen glands. The department says most patients are dealing with the long-term underlying conditions like HIV. It's also urging those with compromised immune systems to be extra vigilant. In this next story, with pressure looming for President Cyril Ramaphosa to appoint his new cabinet, the Patriotic Alliance says he must apply his mind and not allow the Democratic Alliance to dictate terms. Meanwhile, the ANC Youth League says more young people need to fill the majority of roles within government of national unity. Regardless, the Democratic Alliance maintains that talks around the inclusion of other parties continue. Once consultations are finalized, the president will announce all his important executive positions. Now, with that, let's move to international news. The death toll from this year's Hajj has exceeded 1,000. This is according to an AFP tally which was shared on Thursday. More than half of the cases being unregistered worshippers who performed the pilgrimage in extreme heat in Saudi Arabia. The Hajj, whose timing is determined by the lunar Islamic calendar, fell this year during the oven-like Saudi summer. The National Meteorological Center reported a high of 51.8 degrees Celsius, that is 125 degrees Fahrenheit, earlier this week at the Grand Mosque in Mecca. Now, according to a Saudi study published last month, temperatures in the area are rising 0.4 degrees Celsius each decade. Each year, tens of thousands of pilgrims attempt to perform the Hajj through irregular channels as they cannot afford the often costly official permits. Saudi authorities reported clearing hundreds and thousands of unregistered pilgrims from Mecca earlier this month, but it appears many still participated in the main rites, which began last Friday. Well, with that, let's go now to the business news. In the business news, annual consumer price inflation held steady at 5.2% in May, unchanged from April. The main contributors to inflation were housing and utilities, which increased by 5.8% year-on-year. Miscellaneous goods and services, which include items like insurance and personal care, increased by 7.1% year-on-year. There was also upward pressure from transport and food and non-alcoholic beverages. With that, we will now wrap up the business headline, but stay with us as we head into the sports news. In the sports tonight, Pirates players reach 8 of the 13 top categories, including 5 of the 8 Dstv premiership honors. Patrick Masangai was the top winner, winning 3 awards, followed by teammate Boitumelo Monare, picking up 2 accolades in a season which saw the pair help Pirates Cup double and second place in the league. Maswangai was named the Dstv Premiership Player of the Season, Dstv Premiership Midfielder of the Season, Nedbank Cup Player at the Nedbank Cup Player of the tournament. Now, other contenders for the midfielder of the season were Sanele Barnes of Richards Bay and Devon Titus of Stellenbosch.
Reveals your age.
Undefeated in their last 5 home games. Now, oh, look at that! They've found the opening.
Then he decides to go backwards after that. Oh, and a chance for Barnes! Barnes storming from Barnes!
Lean pickings for them this season. Effort from range! Oh, how about that?
Good pressure again. That season, Masanganyi's having. That's a lovely pass. Saleh! That's a super goal!
Masanganyi. Nika licks it once again on the flank. He gets by Michael Morton. Masanganyi's cross in.
They have the throw in there. Big ground gained. Quickly taken here by Mofokeng. Masanganyi. Saleh! Saleh! Goal! Orlando Pirates!
He's created an evolution in terms of his talent.
And he said, Ura, it's a lovely ball. The deflection from Devon Titus opens the scoring in just the second minute.
Bassadin, they're looking to catch him out. Here comes Van Beek, the run in from Titus. The chance for Titus, the goal for Titus. That is superbly done by Stellenbosch.
Orlando Pirates striker Tshegofatso Mabasa won the DStv Premiership top goal scorer. This is while Pirates right back Thabiso Libitso won the Goal of the Season award after his thunderbolt against Kaizer Chiefs in the Soweto Derby.
Mofokeng once more, this time Flosler inside to Hotto, pulled back. Shot from Lebitso. What a goal! What a goal! Buccaneers back. Lebitso, in his first start for Orlando Pirates, scores. Well, those of you who thought that these are two out-of-form sides, perhaps battling a little bit, and we were in for a bit of a dull goalless draw, well, forget about that now. Look at it.
Now, Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper Ronwin Williams won the PSL Footballer of the Season and Goalkeeper of the Season. State Stephens of the Stellenbosch and Bandra Sangre of Sekhukhune United were the other nominees for the Goalkeeper of the Season.
Sekhukhune United fully on the defensive now. The header, it's a top save.
Open like a broken window. Low post. Figueiredo on the rebound. Big save, Badre. Not once.
Place in the wall. It's going to be Dlamini, and Badra had to make the save.
I has to deal with it.
They still have something of a lifeline. Here's an opportunity. It's a great save. Stevens suddenly comes up with something miraculous.
Kambala. Apollos turns. Stevens, second attempt.
Nerves are jangling as Dion Hotto hits it long. Oh, Sage Stevens gets down to make a truly telling stop.
Sundowns Grant Kekana picked up Dstv Premiership Defender of the Season, while Rulani Mokoena Predictable won the Coach of the Season award. Other nominees for the Coach of the Season included Steve Barker and Jose Riviero. Well, that's it for this Monday night broadcast. Thank you for being with us. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Good night.